Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from the waist. And actually, let me be more open and honest. Gentlemen, with the one or two women who watch this, and then let's be more honest, the Russian bots who take the majority of my subscribers. Welcome back. We are in the barn. It is cold outside. It is getting closer and closer to 2 a.m. And I am taking more and more takes on going over what should be something very simple. We have a treat to special all the way from Nuka World.
What if there was a place with all the zip of Nuka-Cola?
Welcome to Nuka World!
In the latest trek out there to the wasteland, and I'm going to stop all the references. But we have the Fallout 4 handmade rifle, also known in our world as the AKM with a shovel stock, a classic. Oh, I remember watching that guy build it off of AK forums. At the time, I didn't think too much of it, but then when Fallout did it, I was like, hey, I know that guy. I'm going to go ahead and get back on track here. Anyways, so Fallout 4, Nuka World, AK-47. Not the first time the AK was introduced, right? Fallout 3 had the Chinese assault rifle, and then so on and so forth, and now we actually do have the AK here. So is this a true reproduction of the Fallout version? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mods in there that, video games in the real world kind of clash. But as far as an interpretation of what we would get combining our world and their world, here we go. So one thing I learned out of all of this, other than dragging my feet perpetually long, for those of you who know me on a personal level and maybe watching this, hi Mom, I bought this thing back in last November. I dragged my feet on it. I ended up putting the shovel stock on there and then just kind of let it sit. And then finally, a couple of months ago, got it to where I wanted it to be now. And where that is having a Wastelander look to it, a battlefield pickup or war-torn battle look, if you will. Sorry, it's 12. I'm getting tired. Now, one thing I will honestly say, and learning from this experience, is that it is very easy to make something look brand new with a fair amount of prep work, some good paint, right? And more prep and a good finish. However, I will say that it is definitively harder, from my experience, to make things look crappy. And I mean crappy in the best way. So we'll start from upwards, downwards. I'm trying not to copy Grand Thumb here. But just the various wear marks, right? Working down all the high points. And then my actual favorite part was actually working on the wood. Now, my hat's off to all the Chinese manufacturers out there who put that really, really thick and tough, that durable clear coat on there with that finish. Because it is a bitch to get that off. I'm not editing that out. Fuck that. It was a pain in the ass to get that off. I did a chemical strip with it, try not to, sand too much into it and whatnot, using an orange strip. And it took at least a good 3 days to get that all off. So my hat's off to them. We'll talk about the wood in a sec, but what we have here, underneath all this, believe it or not, underneath all this is a pristine looking AKM, right? So if we wanted to, we can strip all this down, minus the wood, because that's actually permanently fucked. But we can strip all this down because all this wear is just paint. So going on about this, I used a layered system, a tier system, just because it sounds cooler. We have our base gun. We have a base coat, a metallic coat, and then we have our top coat. Then we have our clear coat. What does that mean? Why take the effort? Why not just take a sanding block and start wearing things out and so on and so forth? I did that on my own rifle, on my Romanian AK. It looks good. I personally like the way this looks a little better. Why? Because the cool thing is, as I started fiddling around and as I noticed with my wife's AK, who I'd tried this out first on, the more you go out and play in the field and all that, the more scratches and dings you get. It actually wears into this, the top coat. And here's an example. It wears into the top coat and it starts to look even more worn out. And then the or even more cool thing about it, or the cooler thing about it, is that once you wear past that base coat, then you start wearing into the actual gun's base coat, and then you wear down into the metal. So you're getting 3 layers of wear and tear. And to me, that's just cool, right? Because, I mean, that's not metal. Again, that's paint. Little things here and there. And I mimicked, as best I could, my actual AK, my Bulgy Type 3. So going off pictures, going off of, I don't want to say common sense, but just kind of what wear patterns, right? And so I'm left-handed, so for me, like, everything's going to be on this side. For the majority of people, it's going to be on this side, and then where you kind of run up and brush things around, it's things to consider, right? A little bit of rust on there. And then my personal favorite, going back to the wood. The wood was, again, a pain in the frickin' ass to get done, but oh so fun to do, because once you got it stripped down, it is so fun just to take a glob of paint and just work it into the grain, right? Work it in, rub it out, work it in, rub it out. I realize what I'm saying with wood, but it gives it that muddy, caked in look. And even with the shovel, like, there's a distinctive kind of look to the shovel versus the gun, and so on and so forth, right? So this, I wish I can get it better on the camera. Nope. But that the brown kind of haze to that's not mud, that's paint. But the whole point was, hey, you picked this out of some godforsaken garden somewhere, right? Some work site, chopped it off, slapped it on, bam. Wearing out the rivets and all that, screwing it on, and then just having fun with it. God, I love these things. I love doing these projects. This is going to be a pre-production model. Nothing flashy, nothing high speed. I don't know who this is going to go to because it is for sale. It's on HopUp, it's on KitUp under Mojave Works, but I don't know who's ultimately going to get this. If you want to HP it, that's fine. If you want to DSG it, whatever. The main thing is just the externals, and then the gearbox wise, I just wanted something basic so that this could be an entry level gun. This could be something to a collector. This could be something going out to a competitive player. Who cares? You can upgrade it, but you're going to get a solid base rifle out of it. So that was the goal. So the other question I got when listing this was, are you going to make more? Shorter answer is yes. The long answer is still yes, but it's going to take some time. The main thing is just finding a base rifle that's going to be priced competitively to take on that additional fee or the additional work hours and cost to make it viable to, your average player and whatnot. Take the service rifles I make. They do cost a little more. They do offer some cool features, right? A electronic MOSFET or microswitch trigger MOSFET, already wired to DINs. You already got the pre-upgraded compression parts in that one. I'm going to annotate, the gun somewhere over here. So those do cost a little more. But then on the flip side, we have the speed bump that I make. That's just a bare basic gun. It does come with some factory upgrades as well, but it's not as set from the factory. Like the M16 comes ready to go, in my opinion. Like there's really not much that I would change. And actually I stand by that because I have 2 other M4 variants of the same internals and whatnot. And I haven't changed them at all. They work, they run. So again, pre-production, kind of kicking things off. If you have any questions as far as the full-on production line and whatnot, feel free to PM me, leave a comment. I'll get to you at some point. And I'm happy. I'm really happy with the way that came out. Again, this isn't wear. That's all that tier paint system. That is wear, though. I mean, you can strip that down. It's still going to look like beat up wood. So yeah, the first of its lineup, the Mojave Works Wasteland AK-47, I guess, as we bring it in. And like I said, I am happy to finally get this project done. Oh, she looks so fucking sweet. I wish I actually had my tripod and all that set up, but all right. We're drawing past the point of time where I actually like to keep talking, so without anything else to say, I'm going to say goodnight. And yeah, later.
Hey, Bottle, how's about an ice cold Nuka-Cola? It'll perk you right up.
Oh boy!
A vacation that refreshes, a trip you won't forget. A park with every minimum acceptable safety standard met. Quench your thirst for adventure at